My name is Edward Kalimtua. I am the project director and planner for Moenkopi Developers Corporation. The Tuuvi Cultural Marketplace is a project that Moenkopi Developers Corporation is working on currently. And we wanted to create another development that would represent more of the Hopi culture. We feel like the Tuuvi Cultural Marketplace will complement the existing Moenkopi Legacy Inn. Right now we have people visiting Moenkopi and they see the great architecture that we have here at the Legacy Inn. A lot of people are inspired and want to learn more about Hopi.
Tourism in itself is a fiercely competitive global industry. A new competition for these extremely valuable tourism dollars. They come at us every day. And because of that, it is always critical for our state to make sure that we remain competitive against those other vacation destinations.
Arizona has always looked to the Indian tribes here, the 22 tribes, to talk about culture. Not only do we have the culture, but we have to look at the landscapes, what we have here. You'd be surprised how many times we hear, especially international visitors, say, I really want to speak to a native person. I want to know what their experience is. And the cultural marketplace is a terrific idea because we know that the visitors do want to come out and see native people. So you have an opportunity where there's one place where the visitor can come and kind of do a one-stop shopping.
We feel like the Tuuvi Cultural Marketplace can provide an experience and a better understanding of the Hopi culture. And not just through the facilities or the events that it will host, but also through the architecture. The Tuuvi Marketplace is unique because we feel that we're going to set the standard again for how not just development from functional standpoint, but also from an architectural standpoint. We are striving to take what has been considered Hopi architecture and all these projects that are so sustainable. There's structures that are still standing and their design is still inspiring to a lot of people.
My perception of the cultural marketplace is that it's in a state of evolution. It continues to evolve into something that's greater than before. If we could see a caterpillar turn into a butterfly over and over and over again, that's the cultural marketplace. Because every time I see it, it's something better. The cultural marketplace supports the vision of the elders of the upper village of Moenkopi. It supports the vision of Moenkopi Developers Corporation in the long run. It's an investment.
And we're hoping that the marketplace can also serve as a light, like a lighthouse for our people when they leave the reservation. If they ever feel like, they're kind of, a little out of touch, they can come on and see what we're doing here, because we're going to keep this place busy. We're going to, have people coming in and out. We're going to have a lot of events and, give our people too an insight when they're not here with us, but to share with us also on the internet. That's something that we want, not just for our guests, but also for our own people.
Well, I think the cultural marketplace is going to be a valuable asset to our community because right now there's really no avenue for artisans or those that want to share about the Hopi culture to have a place to even do that type of work. Having a venue for that really helps to coordinate that and bring together some of the assets that we have within our community of individuals who can serve as educators.
And the cultural marketplace is a place for our kachina doll carvers, our performers, and our basket makers to have a place for them to come together and present their artwork in a higher quality.
In a cultural center, you can exhibit. You can almost do, as an artist, have artists that live far, far away do a residency and then share themselves with the rest of the community. I mean, there's day schools, preschools, public school, elementary schools, and middle school and high schools here. And then also elders that want to have something else they want to learn how to do.
The concept behind the marketplace started with the entry feature. We have the Hopi cloud that represents rain, and we have the kachinas, columns that are structural on both ends. The design itself is a circular shape with the open courtyard in the middle, and it's open from the north to the south end, so that when you're walking up to the building you can walk under the rain cloud, but at the same time the rain cloud and the walls are framing the San Francisco peaks. With that, we have a garden underneath the Hopi cloud and a water feature that would be coming down on both sides of the entry walls. And all the terraces and all the step downs and the ladders going up, that's kind of what it represents, is like living on a cloud and, you know, being part of that blessing of the rain and things like that. We also presented the marketplace to a charitable group, the Grand Canyon Trust, and we showed them the first sketch of the marketplace. They were really interested in our development and basically went along a lot of their own ideals as far as who they want to donate money to. So right now they've committed to about $150,000 worth of solar panels, which would be more than enough to power the facility and then enough to, you know, put back into the grid. So this project will be totally sustainable. Tourism is our biggest contributor to our people here. And our people put a lot of thought and they put a lot of prayer into these things and a lot of good, you know, their own energy into this. And that's what makes it authentic. You know, that's something that we feel that the marketplace will provide, is authentic representation of the artist's work, their passion.
A lot of my carvings that I have incorporate family, and that's what I try to capture in a lot of my pieces. Dance groups come together, and that's how I want them to be, and I show a lot of symbolism of what they represent and symbols of prayer and things like that. When I talk to the collector, I always thank them and tell them that they're going to bring good things to their home and to take care of them. And if you take care of them, they'll do the same for you. So that's what I tell them, and they like that story, and that's what I want to share with the people that I go to art shows with.
And that's the difference from selling maybe at a gallery or going to Scottsdale and selling your product. It's a beautiful piece, but they miss that story, and I think that that's the whole connection that the visitor wants when they come out.
The challenge is in managing that for the Hopi communities is because this is our home, this is our backyard, this is our neighborhood. How do we impose or even layer cultural tourism on top of that? And creating a center will be a really key part of developing that relationship, also helping to organize our local community to be a part of that process. And in terms of long term, you know, 100 years from now or even 500 years from now, these places will help to sustain and honor that tradition and culture over many generations.
The Tuuvi Cultural Marketplace is a physical destination, but we also want to create a virtual destination. So we're thinking of creating a web page that will be just as quality as the marketplace. And this web page, you can, you know, go online and take a virtual tour of the facility. You can see what kind of crafts are on the market for that week or for that day. and maybe even have an interview with a Hopi artist. You know, so we're gonna step up the game as far as technology and create that interaction. Like I said, not just locally and regionally, but you know, globally and internationally. So we really want to attract the visitor to come visit Hopi and use our own people and use technology to bridge that gap. So the marketplace is more than just architecture, it's more than just the arts and crafts, it's more than just the experience. You know, we're actually wanting to put our hand out there and, you know, welcome you. And if you can't be here, you know, we'll bring the experience to you. This architectural feature sums up pretty much what Hopi is about. The beliefs, the culture, the art, the agriculture, and now the architecture. Now we're wrapping this, you know, these elements into the projects and development. So we really want to portray to the visitors that, you know, we're an old culture, we're an old community, you know, we have an old way of life, but this is where we're going to go in the future. You know, this is the starting of a new development based off our culture and our traditions.